Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking another look here at Polkadot, seeing what's going on. Obviously helping understand best practice and big picture. It does look like the price action since yesterday did break above that resistance level to retest this previous one-day candlestick close where we had a good 3 or 4 days of resistance back in July. So we're going to talk about that and a little bit more. And obviously if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do love teaching people to trade, and I really hope you can learn something here today. Of course, you do want to learn a whole heck of a lot more. I've got a trading academy, community, and signals group link down below. And I also want to recommend that you actually check out one of our newest exchanges here. It's phenomenal. No KYC, no VPN required. It goes by the name Bitunix. They've been around for quite a while, but they offer a healthy deposit reward bonus as well as trading competitions. As long as you use my link, you'll be eligible for that anytime we do that in the future. So again, awesome stuff there. Be sure to check them out. Thank you again, Bitunix, for just providing good options for my US, Canadian members and anyone else who's struggling with KYC requirements. It's a big pain in the tail, right? So let's take a quick look at daily, then we'll quickly summarize with some liquidation data, and then call it a day here for you. So quickly to note, we got this awesome ascending trend. I mean, that is like one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time, honestly. Very, very smooth continuation with a nice little 3 or 4 day extra padding there, essentially higher. So the question I get a lot is, when is this going to pull back? When's this due for a correction? Truth is, it may not be, but it also probably is due for a correction. And what I mean by that is, if we take a look at this previous one-day close here, roughly at about the 575 mark. In fact, let's go ahead and tighten this up just a little bit there. We're looking at, that being a pretty strong resistance level, okay? So again, 575 is that area in which we got to respect here, in which the price action came up, tried to pass, hasn't closed yet. Okay, so a closure above 575, I think, would be a very strong sign. But the truth is, we want to have the volume kind of taper off and go sideways for a little bit and consolidate before the next leg up. Because again, this is a pretty long run, and if it stays this elevated for too much longer, we may not see it continue much higher. Once again, money flow index is still very high. So that really kind of trumps everything that we see here on the charts that seems irregular and just overly consistent, because we have a lot of volume to back it up. So let's quickly note here, liquidity. We did sweep this liquidity level here. That's another reason why we had that listed on the charts there from before. We had a previous liquidity level that has just been swept. So now that we swept that level, it would make sense for the price to pull back, because it's a common characteristic to sweep upper liquidity levels and or lower, and then just price action reverse itself instantly. We've also got this fair value gap too from that same range, right there at the same point. So we look at that, fair value gap and liquidity both have been satisfied. So that leads me to believe that there's less merit to pushing the price action higher at this point, and that consolidation might take place here soon. We're taking a look at the moving averages. Of course, we're above all four, looking very healthy and nice there. And once again, TD sequential indicates we are overextended. So we see this pretty consistent on a lot of charts here, but more specifically this one. And once again, we saw a 9 here, swept that extra level of liquidity. Now it's pulling back. So it would make sense for the price to pull back even further now that we're overextended, leading into that resistance level that we couldn't break. Technically, we broke it, but we didn't really truly close above it, so I wouldn't say that was much of a break. We can see volume here is starting to dissipate too. The money flow index is coming down, and the price action is going up. That's usually a hidden bearish type of divergence where the money is leaving the coin and the price is increasing, giving us that, I wouldn't say false positive, but it really just tells us that there's not a lot of bearish sentiment and the price is running. Well, it can only run for so long before the bears become greedy and they want their money, okay? Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the back end. This is the last 12 hours of liquidation levels on this coin. So as we can see right there at about 565, we got this significant amount of volume, which basically implies that some longs are soon to get wrecked here. Okay, so that tells me that we probably see one more sweep below before the price decides to come back up, because there's much more volume down here than up here. So that's some juicy targets for those who have a lot of money. Okay, so in other words, market movers are going to be looking at this level as kind of somewhat of a target. So if you have a stop loss at 560, 565, somewhere in that range, or a liquidation level at that level, you may want to consider closing before it gets to that range, or maybe adding to your margin if you so see fit. But I wouldn't recommend doing that, because again, adjusting your stop loss and increasing your margin sometimes will save you, but oftentimes it hurts you more than it doesn't. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Truth is, though, we're still very bullish. This coin is looking extremely good. We're ascending positively on all time frames here. Again, minus the overextension, that's really the only outlier here. We swept this upper liquidity level. It would make sense for a bit of a consolidation. If the price does pull back, here are the levels, just to kind of give you perspective. Again, I'll send this out on my playout charts. I send this out daily, and you can find that on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. They look a little something like this. But truth is, the price does pull back. These are the three most consistent areas. I feel, based on volume, we're going to see the price action come down closer to the 0.5 level, which is $5.15. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this wonderful little magnet here so you can kind of conceptualize that the price action is due to pull back to one of these levels here, but probably more so right in that range. So again, this is kind of what we're looking at here. There is a lot of liquidity at the lower levels too. Keep that in mind. A lot of meat left on the bone here for some longs. So in truth, while the price should pull back, it may not do so. We want to give it some time here. And truth is, we're looking at consistent higher lows here. So until it breaks that higher low pattern, we got to assume it's going to continue higher. Okay. So let's assume the price is going to go up until it doesn't. When it doesn't, we can shift bearish potentially. But I would much rather see you take longs at these levels than try to short to that range. Because again, neither of those scenarios may happen, but if the price goes up, your short will get wrecked, and if you wait to get a long and it doesn't happen, you don't get wrecked at all. Okay? Again, different strategies for different scenarios, but I'm more of a safer, effective trader, and I'm fairly consistent, about 80-85% success rate. And some people may not like the strategies that I have, but they take profit, right? So we took some significant profit day before yesterday for Kava, Shiba Inu, Solana, SUI. And then just here today, we took OMG profits, Algorand, and Reef profits as well. So awesome stuff there. Congrats again to our community members. I'm glad you're sticking with it. Big picture, it's definitely a good return. But again, you're not going to find profits like instantly. Some people have to have that instant rush. And if you're seeking a rush by trading crypto, you're probably doing it wrong. Just some friendly advice. Anyways, conversation for another day. I have a trading academy. I teach all that stuff anyways. Check it out in your own time. If you are part of my premium group, be sure to reference that. It's available on our website. And also make sure that you jump on over to this newest awesome exchange. They've been around for a while, but they're new to us. And they offer phenomenal benefits. And they are just super consistent. Quick, you get quick fills. They have trailing stop losses, which is amazing. You do have to use my link to qualify for these benefits, but it's definitely worthwhile. Again, links down below for that. We have future trading competitions too. All right, thanks again so much for watching. I hope that you learned something here today. If so, comment below, like, subscribe, follow. Deeply appreciate that. We'll see you in the next one.